Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy BULLBOYKENNELS. Today we got another video for you. So this one is kind of like a little a twofer. So basically, this one has to do with at least the microphone that I consider to be my favorite mic. At least to me is like the best dynamic mic as far as when it comes to like using that at your desk, podcasting, you know, I wouldn't say streaming. Streaming, I have another choice for that. But for like everything else, when it comes to, being like in a stationary area, this would be my preferred mic. And along with the new device that I just picked up, which I would say will, or at least should, help alleviate a lot of the post-processing that goes on in the background. So I'm sure, as you can already tell by the video, that mic is none other than the legendary, the great, the fantastic, as I like to call it, the beautiful Electro Voice RE20. So, this here is my personal favorite mic. Now, I do use a lot of different microphones. I do own like the 320, the 27, SM7B, SM58, a couple other stuff, some shotgun mics, short shotgun, lavs. So, I do have, quite a few, even some like Rode mics, and I think a few others. I just forget what they are. But anyways, at least for me, my favorite mic, as far as when it comes to my voice, is actually this here particular mic. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, what is this device that you're using that helps alleviate a lot of the audio processing that you end up having to do in your microphone? So why don't we just show you? And that device, let me see if I can get it in focus here. So that device is the AngryAudio Rebel. So this particular device does do a lot of processing for you. So it does your de-essing, EQ, noise reduction or noise gating, depending on how much you apply to it. Does a lot of other things as well too, like compression, limiting, whole lot of stuff. So it just depends on how much you dial it in, is just how much it's going to do for you. So you're probably saying to yourself, well, what is the cost? Yeah, that we're going to go ahead and get into. But anyways, like I said, this is the AngryAudio Rebel. They also do make the AngryAudio Smooth. So if you're, an SM7B user or any of the SM series mics, you can use it for that. It's specifically made, for those mics, as the Rebel is specifically made for the Electro Voice RE20, 320, 27, and a bunch of the other Rebel Electro Voice mics. But as far as with this one here, that's one of the things I do hate to do is audio processing. One, because this room is so noisy, it's echoey, it's reverby, just has a lot of crappy sound. It's bare wood floors, bare walls, almost a square shape. So I like to call it a acoustical nightmare. That's how I like to refer to it as. But anyways, as far as the device itself, that particular device is $8.99. You can also get it on BSW, which is where I got it from, which is a Broadcast World Supply. And it's $8.49, so you save $50, and you get free shipping. So that's definitely good. So, at least you save some money there. So that is definitely a plus. But yeah, I mean, I love the way this thing works. I did have to tweak some of the things a little bit for my particular setup. Mainly because what I do is I have my RE20. It goes into the AngryAudio Rebel, and then the Rebel goes into my mix pre 6. So that's how I record, my audio. Now there are times where I do go into my video recording devices, but typically I'm recording into my mix pre 6. So that's usually what I'm doing. And I basically just clean up my audio, sync them together with the video, and and then just go about doing whatever other edits I need to do. But I hope you like the way it sounds. And just so you know, as far as this video, I am not going to do any post-processing whatsoever. So all the processing that's currently applied to this, it's all done by the AngryAudio Rebel, not by me. Now, there is only one thing I will do, and that's, of course, normalize my audio level to 16 LUFS. That's just what I prefer to do. I know with YouTube, they want 14 LUFS, but, I'm just used to doing 16 because, as far as like when I'm doing my podcast, even though I haven't done it in a while, those for Apple podcasts is minus 16 LUFS. And then other places, they want minus 14. So, I just figured I just do minus 16. That's what I just like to stick with. So that's really the only thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else but do the LUF level. And that's it. Like I said, all the audio processing is done by the Rebel. So, again, pretty cool device. I like the way this works. Like I said, I did have to tweak this, some of the settings a little bit. Basically, all the 3 that I tweaked was the room noise, the mic gain, and the output. That's it. Those 3. I didn't touch anything else. Everything else, I left them at their, default settings. But just those 3. That was it. Nothing else. So, hope you like the way the audio sounds, because again, as I said, when it comes to microphones, hands down, bar none, my favorite, RE20, Electro Voice RE20. Like I said, I do own a bunch of other mics. Don't get it twisted though. It took years for me to acquire these microphones. So it's not like, I just threw out all the money and just had it to begin with. No, it took years. I remember, I want to say I started doing my YouTube videos probably 2007. And I think for maybe the first 10 years, I used the, what's that mic called? The Blue Yeti. Great mic. As long as, you got a room that's, sound treated, with some absorption to at least kill a lot of the echoiness and stuff in your room. But my rooms were never sound treated. So, I mean, even this one's terrible to record in. But, that's a mic I used for a long time. I just used that, until I could just save up for the mics that I wanted. And, and I eventually ended up getting them. But it was something that took years. So, it didn't happen overnight. So, don't think it's something that you need to do overnight. Definitely use what you got, make the best of it, especially with all these tools we got these days, like the AI tools and stuff. A lot of these free plugins. I mean, you can definitely do a lot in post-processing with cleaning up audio, background noise. So, you don't need to use anything extravagant, anything expensive. Hell, you could use a decent lav mic I wouldn't say dirt cheap. I mean, but there is a point that dirt cheap is just cheap, not worth it. But I mean, even, a lot of these like $20 labs, they do work. You might have to do, a good bit of post processing, but they will get the job done. Unless you just want to step up into something a little higher, which I do have some that are, I'm gonna say decent. I'm not gonna say that they're like expensive, but definitely not cheap. But other than that, hope you like that Rebel. I thought it was an amazing device. It is. I don't know if it's like a new product, because I seen it, at least some videos when they were like announcing it. I want to say it was in the last 2 years, something like that. And again, I just got this myself. I paid my own money for this. It wasn't given to me, not sponsored, nothing like that. So, it just is what it is. Now, how long will it last? Is it durable? Only time will tell. We don't know. I definitely don't know yet. Unlike my Mix Pre 6, I've had this thing, the Mix Pre 6 too. I've had that thing for several years now. Probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years. I think maybe. Could be a little longer, but I think it's about 5, 6 years. And that thing is still holding strong to this day. I think I bought that around the same time I got my Ninja 5, or did I get the Ninja 5 after? Don't remember. But either way, those have lasted. So definitely got my money's worth out of those, especially for the field work I was doing before. But, this one's more for my just personal videos, just to see, can I cut down that audio processing? Can it sound better? And does it save me time? Because if you save time, you save money. And if you save money, you're saving a lot of time. So that's the whole point of this. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, it's been your boy, BULLBOYKENNELS. Keep them scratching. Peace. We up out of here.